Distinguished adventurers, welcome to another week of weekly patronage. I'm Lauren. I'm here to help you get through your patron challenges, to chat, to get the week started with, a little bit of getting on top of some of the patron challenges and answering questions and drinking tea and, doing all of the fun things in Idle Champions. So, hello and welcome. Welcome to another Monday. Happy to be here. Another week that's going to be filled with a lot of fun things happening. I think this is the third week in a row now that there's going to be fun things happening. I don't know if the schedule's been posted yet, but it's a packed schedule. It's a super packed schedule. If it hasn't been posted yet, then you'll see it shortly. And on top of that, at the end of the week, there's going to be D&D Celebration on the D&D channel. So it's a week filled with lots of really fun streams. So, hi chat! How is everybody doing? And while I wait for chat to respond to that, I will also say hello to Martin, the wonderful moderator who is going to be grabbing questions from the chat while we go through the patron challenges for today. So if I happen to not be looking at chat when you have a question that is being asked, then Martin is going to be grabbing it and sticking it into a document for me to look at later. So, tea and hot chocolate, Lucy LRA, wow. Ooh, hot chocolate. That's a good way to start a week, is with a little bit of hot chocolate. Hey, look, we're live. I'd check it out, but that would be weird. That would be weird. Anyway, welcome. The patron challenges for this week have just gone live. So we're going to get started and we're going to check things out. We're going to try to get a whole bunch done, answer some questions, and have a little fun doing it. Oh, Wigan Bulletproof Coffee. Is that the stuff with the butter in it? Or is that a specific brand? I seem to remember Bulletproof Coffee is when you put butter in your coffee. I know there's going to be... I know there's something like that. It's like Bullet Coffee or something. Someone in chat will... yes. I haven't tried that yet. I need to. And welcome Ruby Cosmos. First live stream on this channel since getting into the game. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to be here helping you get through patron challenges. If you haven't unlocked any of the patrons yet, you can also ask questions about the game. My suggestion is come to our Discord, discord.gg/idlechampions, where I will put that in the chat too, so people can go ahead and you can get a lot of information out of our Discord. You can get really personalized information. You can say, hey, I'm trying to do this. Help. Help. I also like just filling up the closed captioning with help. All right, let's get things started. Let's start off by getting a couple of these patron challenges going. First, I would love to know from the chat, who do we want to work on first? I got 4 patrons here that need work. What would we like to work on first? We want to do Mert, Vajra, Strahd, or Zariel. For those of you who are new, I've mostly got... So I've got Mert done, as far as perks go. All of the Mert perks. Perks and Mert. Vajra, we're getting really close. I was doing some work on that over the weekend. Strahd, we're about halfway there, and Zariel needs a lot of work. So that's where I am for perks. But we've got all of the challenges. So we see Zariel... We see a little light on the currency for Mert. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to need to do them all, but as far as perks, I still need to unlock for Vajra, Strahd, and Zariel. So that's... let's see. If you're having problems with the stream, go ahead and give Twitch a refresh. That might be what's going on. Otherwise, I'll keep an eye on things and see if there's anything going wrong on my end. Vajra Mert for the rush of us newer players to see what we can anticipate first, says Go Player 7. I mean, yeah, that's a good thing. And hi TTRP gifts. Hi. Stream seems okay to me. Zariel or Mert? I'm hearing a lot of Mert Zariel. So let's start with Mert. since a lot of people are asking to get some of the challenges done for Mert. And then we'll switch over to Zariel. We'll bookend today. We'll do Mert and Zariel, and then maybe we'll move towards the middle as we go. So the way I like to do this, just to get things started off, I'm just finishing up this is actually a Vajra run that we're done with. So once I complete this, I'll be getting some fun stuff. But it's good to check the new patron stuff in an adventure that you're about to finish up, because once you get to the map screen, you can't pull up all of the information. So let's just kind of take a look through everything. So we're going to be starting with Mert. So I'm going to focus on specific champions that I need in order to do these patron challenges, and try not to use any of the champions that might be used in some other patron challenges, because, you know, I've got 3 parties, and so we might as well not end up with whoopsie overlap. It's not always possible, but it's worth a try. Okay, Mert, Turiel, Nerys, and Celeste in my formation. Warden as my super powerful person. Yeah, and bunch of undead. Okay, so let's start there. So we want Warden, Turiel, Nerys, and Celeste. We'll go to an undead. We can do that. So let's finish this up. All right. So we're gonna skip over to get Mert. And we're going to go to Tomb of Annihilation, because I happen to know that one of the best places to get a whole bunch of undead is the Tomb of the Nine Gods. I mean, surprise, Serac is going to provide us with a lot. So we might as well. Okay. So as much as I love Orkira, it's hard for me to not have her in a formation. We need a Turiel out there. Let's get some Turiel. Who else was that? Nerys and Celeste. So, Nerys is down here. And we need a Celeste. And then I do remember we need a Warden as our super powerful person. So that at least gets us started. That gets us grinding away on a couple of the different stuff. And then we can kind of build a formation from here. Yeah, do all of that. I'm not going to pick this just yet because I haven't picked the rest of the formation, and I don't know if we're going to have a lot of lawful people, a lot of high con people. Are they also like having people further back in the formation? So, yeah, because they do the thing... Turiel buffs all columns behind them by so much for each column further back in the formation it is from them. So we're going to kind of build a formation. We're going to keep Warden back here. Let's put... So Celeste, though... yeah, it's just anybody nearby. All right. So let's build a formation from here. And let's also just take a really quick look before we do this. Since I'm going to get a whole bunch of patrons going... Let's check the other patrons and make sure that I don't accidentally use a champion that is probably going to be used in another challenge. So, Makos, Naeli, and Terrell. I happened to do a Black Viper thing without even thinking about it. That helps. All right, so that's good. How about you, Strahd? Oh, look, we already got, Turiel is apparently very popular this week. Artemides is going to be... All right. Makos... I think I just saw Makos twice. Frida and Talon. All right. Well, you know what? There's a couple of champions, but we'll see what we can do. All right, chat. Help me build a formation. We don't really have much that we have to worry about. So let's build a formation that's going to have all the powerful people in the back. Let's see... Warden is chaotic evil. Do we want... Makos is going to be in another patron, so we don't want to use Makos. I don't think I want to use Human here because I want Yeah, oops, all cobalt, says the Camaro. Listen, I love putting together like an all scaly team, all kobolds, all dragonborn, all fun lizard folk, but because we're not necessarily gonna be buffing those first 2 columns, I think we're gonna avoid human. Let's get Shandy out there, get things going faster. Shandy and Sentry somewhere for speed because of target. Yeah. So let's do Shandy. Sentry is probably a good idea, but Sentry also likes being at the front. So we'll use Sentry in a different formation. Baloth, let's stick you on in there because you will buff the people in front and behind you. We'll save Spurt. We'll try to do an all dragonborn kind of funness. Let's see. We don't want another DPS in there. Quillic, come on over here. Let's see. Yeah, we'll stick Quillic there. That makes sense. Do I want to have... Yeah, as much as I like putting together Heroes of the Plains formation, we'll stick Freely in there to help with that. We don't want human. Let's stick a Hitch in there. See, and this is the other thing I always forget. Chaotic Evil. Chaos. We'll stick a Hitch in there. We don't want Makos because Makos is in another castle. You know what? Barrowin. We don't get to use Barrowin that often. Barrowin will be right next to Warden. There we go. That's a ridiculous formation. You know what? It's not so bad. Let's switch that, and yeah, there we go. That should work out pretty well. We'll go pretty fast. We'll get a couple of these Mert patron challenges done. Let's save this formation. Let's make sure I got all the specializations. Oh yeah, we gotta figure out Turiel. So he wants to know about lawful champions or high con. Lawful. I think I've got a fair number of lawful, actually. Lawful, you're chaotic. I know Freely's chaotic. You're lawful. You know what? I think it's going to be kind of a toss-up. So there we go. So Wayne says, left is almost always the best. Sometimes. Especially when you're doing these kind of formations where you're not necessarily building something that is super optimal, but is going to specifically get a whole bunch of these patron challenges done. I do like to think about it. So, all right, there we go. Complete 300 or higher. We got DPS in there. So some of these we'll have to come back to, but otherwise we're going to get a bunch of these done. Yay. I'm excited. All right. Patron number 1 is on the way. I think it's time for a drink and to answer some questions from chat. Thank you, Martin, for grabbing a whole bunch of questions from chat while I was trying to figure out my ridiculous formation. We have a lot of questions already. Okay. Matt Prowse UK, you're a very engaging streamer. Oh, thank you. The whole Idle Champions community are really good and friendly. Supplemental D&D stuff like Paint and Slay are just awesome. Oh, thank you. That's kind of an awesome way to start a Monday. I am very pleased. Yeah, the Idle Champions community is pretty awesome. It's a lot of fun. And now with Trials of Mount Tiamat just having come out, then now you get a chance to help out your fellow community members in a much more direct way right in the game. So I've been pretty excited, but thank you for the very nice compliment. I will pass that along to the rest of the stream team. Phoenix Fire says the schedule says 6 shows postponed. No shows on Friday and Saturday. That's correct. So, D&D Celebration is happening this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So, hey, when the wonderful people at Wizards of the Coast put on a celebration, we like to pay attention to what they're doing. So we don't have any streams on Friday or Saturday. We don't normally have streams on Sunday that are native to our channel. We do a lot of promoting of awesome third-party streams. But Friday, normally it would be Griddle Champions in the morning, Paint and Slay and Garwar's Guide in the afternoon. I think Griddle Champions was going to be off on Friday anyway. And then the Garwar show and Paint and Slay, we have taken the week off so that we can encourage everybody to go watch all the awesome stuff that's happening at D&D Celebration. And same thing on Saturday. Garwar was the only native thing happening on the C&E channel that's D&D related. And so Garwar is taking that day off so that we can focus on D&D Celebration and go have fun there. But if the schedule is up, I believe you'll see that there's a bunch of other stuff happening on Wednesday and Thursday. So, Dragosaur, what is a loot level? That is a good question. So loot level is another way of talking about the level of your actual equipment. So, for example, that comes up when you're trying to unlock Mert, because Mert requires, I think it's 2,000 total loot levels. And what Mert is talking about is gear levels. So unlock gear, unlock chests to level up your gear. And when the champions that you've unlocked have a total of 2,000 loot levels, that's one of the things that you use in order to unlock Mert. Mert. Mert's fun to say. Whoops. Nan bread loaf. Or naan? Oh. See, now I kind of want naan bread and curry. I haven't decided what I'm going to have for... Well, it's going to be a late lunch, early dinner. Ooh, maybe we'll have some naan and curry. I'm sorry, I'm very distracted by... Ooh, that sounds delicious. Anyway, I just unlocked patrons. Congratulations. Welcome to the wonderful world of patrons. Global or local blessings to start? That's a good question. In my opinion, it kind of depends on what you're trying to do. So when you're unlocking, let's come over here to the perks. So the good thing about the global blessings is they apply everywhere. So if you're using the patron unlocks in order to help with something you've got going on in the main part of the game that you're not using any of the patrons for, you might want to focus on the global. But the local is also going to help a lot when you are trying to get through a lot of the patron challenges, especially some of the harder ones, especially once you get into Strahd and Zariel, trying to do some of the variants with all of the restrictions, with all of the, with how far you got to get in some of those variants, that can get really challenging. The good thing about it is you can move all of that around. So depending on what you're trying to do, you can move stuff around. But yeah, I'm gonna say think about what you're trying to do next. If you're gonna focus on patrons, if you're like, I'm gonna grind through a whole bunch of patron variants and unlock a whole bunch of stuff in the shop with them, then I'd focus on the local, because that's going to give you a lot of stuff for those specific patrons. Yeah, that's my suggestion. If you're still working on stuff in the main game and you're like, I'm just going to do a couple of the patron stuff on the side and unlock what I can while I'm working on getting through Icewind Dale, something like that, then go global. Go global. But that would be another question I would suggest coming to the Discord and asking, because depending on what you are trying to do, they could probably give you some very specific suggestions about, hey, go do this patron and unlock this specific perk so that that'll help you with this specific thing. And maybe a vampire. Maybe a vampire. I read somewhere that today is International Red Panda Day. What? I will choose to believe this is an actual thing. Yes, please. I need to share it with everyone here. That is amazing. I thought we already did. I mean, we did the whole big Red Panda thing over the summer. Oh, well, International Red Panda Day. If only I had access to the internet and where I could look things. Yeah. I see Saturday, September 18th. So it was this weekend. It was International Red Panda Day, and I didn't even know. Well, happy Red Panda Day in a couple days late. Do we still have the Red Panda emote? We don't. All right. We had that Red Panda emote in there, but it's gone again. You know what I should do? Here we go. For International Red Panda Day, let's get all of our red pandas out here. So let's put Red Panda on, Red Panda on a bike. Let's get, where are all my other red pandas? There's Red Panda, just the Red Panda. Let's get Bubbles out in the Red Panda outfit. We've got Bailoth in his Red Panda skin. I mean, there we go. With the hair. That's amazing. I wish I had known this weekend. I don't know how you celebrate Red Panda Day, except looking at a whole bunch of really adorable pictures of red pandas. I mean, that's not a bad way to spend a day. Yes, the Camaro, I agree. It is never too late to celebrate red pandas. Absolutely. Okay, more questions. Beer Kitty 69, is there an option for the portraits to be side on? Yes. So if you are, I'm playing on the Steam version of the game. And so depending on where you're playing the game, if you're playing on Steam, on Epic, if you're playing on mobile, if you're playing on a console, if you come up here to the main menu and go to settings, you'll see a couple of options. I think right now this is only available on PC. There's two different important options, newer options, I should say. I got the narrow bench boxes on because I like everybody being nice and close together, giving them a nice hug. You can also turn on and off the console UI portraits, which means there they are. Look at them. I think these are gorgeous. I think these are super cool. Here's the thing, I've been playing this game for years and I'm kind of used to not having everybody stare at me. And I haven't been able to get used to it. So every time I turn on the console UI portraits, I'm like, that's pretty. Freely. Stop staring at me freely. Oh, jeez. Okay, we'll come back to settings. We'll turn that off. There we go. And so now everybody is just... Oop. Yeah. Yeah. But that's just me. I think those console portraits are absolutely gorgeous. And I think I just need to get used to it. Yeah. More questions. K113. I don't have patrons open yet. Any tips for getting your loot levels up quickly, or is it just working on gems and chests? Well, working on gems and chests is going to be one of the best ways. Loot levels will be across all of your champions, and kind of one of the best ways of doing it is just getting silver and gold chests for your regular champions. So playing through the game, using your gems to get silver and gold chests, opening up those chests so that you can continue to get higher and higher loot levels. That's going to be the way to do it. And I think that's kind of the easiest way because it'll naturally happen. You'll be getting chest drops as you play, and every chest you open up will increase loot levels, and those loot levels are across all of the champions that you have unlocked. So even if you end up with like a ton of levels on one specific champion, that still helps overall. Okay, how do we have so many questions? Timnos, speaking of, plans to make more menus available when on the campaign screen, like patron, store, chest, that kind of thing. I don't know offhand, but I do know a lot of people have asked about that, and specifically being able to access some of those things like patron challenges while you're on the main campaign screen. So I know a lot of people have requested that. I don't know of any updates. Keep an eye on our socials for that kind of thing. I will include socials. For those of you watching at home, socials include things like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Yes, we have a TikTok. I know, I'm surprised every time I talk about a TikTok. I feel like I feel automatically old when I'm talking about a TikTok. Carrion 1. Who would be a better choice for a time gate? Orkira or Grama? Ooh. I mean, I am just going to flat out admit, if you don't know, I happen to be a gigantic fan of Orkira. She might be my favorite champion for reasons. And so I am incredibly, highly biased when I say Yeah, you need Orkira. You absolutely need Orkira. Get Orkira in everything. 100%. Now, if I'm going to give the not biased answer, if I'm going to give the... Has Orkira left the room? Okay. I think she's gone for a second. Okay. I think both of them are good. I think it also depends on what you're trying to do and what slot is going to be helpful for you. That being said, without bias, Orkira is a pretty strong buffer. Orkira is pretty powerful, so if you don't have her, yeah. Now, if you would like to hear from other people who are maybe less biased, who maybe don't play that character on stream, you can come to our Discord. You can ask the fine people in the Discord. You can be like, hey, I'm looking at these 2 champions for my next unlock. What do you think? And they will have a much less biased opinion. I do suggest eventually getting both, unlocking all the champions, having all the fun. But yeah, it's hard for me not to recommend Orkira. I mean, come on. I mean, she's fun. Okay, a few more questions, and then we're going to get a Zariel going. Mad Wet Squirrel. I'm very sorry you're both mad and wet. Question. Also, I love you. You're awesome. Aw, thank you. You're awesome, too. When you exchange patrons' influence for perks, does it lower the influence needed for buying things with ruby coins? Will I have to go do more challenges to meet the minimum level required to buy time gate pieces again? So you're talking about spending influence over here and whether that's going to impact how much you need over here. And I believe the answer is no, because I believe it's a total amount that you need. Actually, let's come to Zariel, because I'm still working on a bunch of Zariel things. So you see how it says you have not earned enough total Zariel influence, and then it gives you the number. And so you can see that over here. And that's a total amount. When you spend it, it's still the amount that you've earned. And so you should still be okay. So, go ahead and spend your influence. I mean, there we go. Go ahead and spend your influence, and you should be good for unlocking stuff in the shop. And speaking of Zariel, let's go ahead and get a Zariel going. So, we got some Fae, we got those fine people. We want Farida. We definitely want her in there. So one of the other things I like to do is see, there's usually at least a couple of these kind of things defeat so many of this type of enemies. So I tend to look for what's the highest number, and I start there. We got a whole bunch of undead again. So let's, here. Let's get another one of these going. Let's get another one of these ridiculous formations that's just going to take care of a whole bunch of patron challenges. As a reminder, some of these formations are not ideal formations, but they are formations to help with the current patron challenges that I'm trying to take care of. And let's come. We got another Tomb of the Nine Gods going on. So I know we wanted Farida as our main damage dealer. So let's just get her out there right away. Bam. And then it was Makos, Herberv, and Talon. There's Makos and whoops. Yeah, you're gonna be powerful. We want a Talon. All right. So we start there. Yeah, Tim knows. Patron restrictions means there's a lot of janky formations you have to use. Yeah, these are formations that you're putting together to get these specific challenges done. So every once in a while you end up with a formation where it's like, not necessarily amazing, but that's okay. You usually don't have to get very far. So it's not so bad. And it's kind of fun to put these formations together because often it's a chance to use champions either that you don't use that often or in a way that you don't use that often. So it's good to keep that in mind. There's no other restrictions here. We do want to go to 200 or higher, or 250. So, all right. Why are you saying, get over here? You know what? I think it's time. I think it's time for the Heroes of the Plains to come on out. Let's do this. So let's grab... We'll grab Briv. Freely's in the other formation already. We'll grab Penelope. Oh, Averin can't do Zariel. Whoops. Okay. Most of these people are going to be good. All right, so Averin will have to get somewhere else. Let's stick Human in here. Hey, get help with your patron challenges. Welcome. Hi, all the new people showing up. We're putting together a formation right now to work on Zariel. To get a whole bunch of stuff done with Zariel. And I'm also just pulling out a whole bunch of the Heroes of the Plains because I like putting them out in formations as quickly as possible. Although Alindra and Averin are going to have to wait for another time. So we're kind of at the point where we can just start building from here. Let's get Paulton. I like Paulton for the gold find. I mean, we could do Ashara, but I feel like, you know what? Let's do Ashara. And Tiefling. I know this might mean that Ashara suddenly becomes our DPS. It's a surprise DPS from Ashara, but hey, we'll see what we can do. Strix might be good to stick out there. Yeah, Matt Ender. Using heroes you don't use as often immediately followed by Heroes of the Plains. Listen. It's use heroes you don't use as often until you have a chance to use all the Heroes of the Plains. And then stick them all out as quickly as possible. Alright, we still need to get Orkira over here. So I think we only have one more spot. Yeah, so let's just stick Strix in the middle. Why not? We'll do the smelly one that she's got. Ooh, also to help with tieflings. Yeah, I guess we'll go with short races because I got a lot of tieflings. Yeah, we'll stick with that. And we'll do smelly lunch. Alias Buck says the takeaway here is that I have great friends. I mean, I'm pretty lucky, I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Orkira is stuck somewhere, so we're gonna do the switch party thing. Every once in a while when this happens, if you're trying to get a champion that's stuck over in another castle, we'll do a swap back and forth, and that often frees them up. Yeah, Shank Muggin says, aren't tieflings part of potpourri? Absolutely. And so it's very possible that because I got so many tieflings and because Ashara is kind of powerful that I might accidentally end up with Ashara as my main DPS, but that's okay. We'll just go back and put Frida in somewhere else. All right. So there we go. That's a party. It's a tiefling heavy party, but I'm cool with it. So let's go ahead and save and make sure I've got all the specializations, and we want you to go to at least 250, and there we go. Zariel on the way. In fact, we should already be seeing, yeah, there we go. And with that, we'll come over and answer more questions from chat, or just chat with chat for a little bit longer while that gets to work. I am the type of player, as I've said before, that likes to just set it and let it go. So this is kind of normal for me. I set up the patron variants and I'm like, and time for tea. All right. Thank you once again to Martin for grabbing questions from chat. If you do have a question, because I'm trying to keep an eye on chat, but every once in a while I am too busy trying to figure out how many Heroes of the Plains I can stick in my formation. So put question in all caps in the chat so that Martin can grab it, and I will do my best to try to answer as many as possible. Oh, just like I just saw Messy Duval. Cine received my t-shirt with Bardic Inspiration. Hey, congratulations. Give it a try on, take a picture, stick it on social media, because we love seeing people in those shirts. All right. Oh, and I also just saw the WoW Collector. Any tips for a new player? Hey, welcome. A bunch of tips. So for new players, suggestion is take it slow. Don't worry about trying to unlock everything all at once. Play a adventure until you hit your wall. And what a wall is where you've hit the point where it doesn't matter how long you sit there, you can't progress any further. And then go ahead and restart and do another adventure. Every time you complete an adventure and start a new one, you're going to gain favor, which is going to help you do the next one. It's going to help you earn more gold. It's going to help. You're never going to lose anything by completing an adventure and starting a new one. Also, then come to the Discord. discord.gg/idlechampions, because depending on what some of your goals are, the Discord can help you with very specific answers to your questions. Are you looking to collect all of the champions? Are you looking to get through main storylines? Are you looking to unlock as much as possible? Have you heard about the Trials of Mount Tiamat and you're super excited about that and you want to get to the point where you're playing the trials? Depending on what you want, the Discord can help. All right, back to this wonderful document that Martin has put together. The Camaro, do patron perks only work when a patron is active? The global blessings, the global perks should work all the time. The other ones are only the local perks. So I believe the global should work all of the time. All right. Sorry, I just closed a tab and now everything is gone. Well, I'll take another drink while I'm trying to open up tabs. Oh, here we go. Non-bread loaf. Tomb of Annihilation buffs top of each column. Warden up top might be a good idea. Actually, that is a good point. So let's move, yeah, we'll move Farida there, and let's come back on over here to Mert. Mert. And Trontonian wants to know, what's today's tea? So I actually have two different cups. And yeah, let's move. Well, we're just gonna have to swap everybody, but you are right. So let's stick Warden there, let's stick Ashara there, let's stick you there. And we'll just kind of swap everybody out. That works. There we go. So I got two different cups full of two different drinks. This is actually, it's not tea, this is mango juice, low sugar mango juice, because it's good. And also low sugar because I'm old and I can't take as much sugar anymore. This cup, I'm rocking the two cups because when I stream for more than an hour, I feel like I should have more than one cup here. It's also kind of a holdover from when I stream. I like to have a whole bunch of cups of drinks because the last thing any of us want is in the middle of the stream for me to go, I gotta go get more drink. Everybody just hang out. But yeah, this is a green tea. This is specifically, I have a Zombo White Pearls from Friday afternoon, which is absolutely lovely. So yeah, I've got a little bit of tea, a little bit of juice. Tim knows. So no paint and slay this week. Sadly, yes. No paint and slay this week because we're going to be watching D&D live. So we're going to be watching all of that stuff. If you haven't seen the schedule for it, it's up for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The full schedule. It starts early. It starts at like 8 o'clock in the morning. So I don't know if some of those are pre-taped or if all of it's live. But I am impressed with an 8 o'clock in the morning start because 8 o'clock in the morning, I don't like being out of bed. I am not a morning person. I am just part of it. Yeah, 8 a.m. Pacific. Mad Hatter. Yes, I should be specific. Usually when I'm talking about streams, either for CNE or Wizards of the Coast, because we're both here on the West Coast, we're talking about Pacific, but it's good to be specific. I agree. But yeah, the 8 o'clock in the morning start, I applaud that because it's not for me. I've had to do a couple of 8 a.m. starts and they're rough. Maybe it's the professional musician in me that is playing until like 10, 11 o'clock at night. But yeah, it's early morning. But yes, no paint and slay this week. However, let's switch over here. I'm not going to be able to show it off too well because this camera isn't set up for it. But if you missed it last week, we did Myconids. Look, there they are. Eee. There's better pictures online. If you come to the Discord, we have a paint and slay channel that actually has really nice pictures of both the ones that I and V did. V's look amazing. I mean, V kind of is amazing at mini painting. So, spoilers. I didn't know I needed to give spoilers for minis. Oh no, I'm sorry, Coffina. All right, well, spoilers for minis. I still haven't put the bases on there yet, so that's the one thing I have to do. But yeah, we just finished painting our pair of Myconids. So I got to figure out where to put these. I don't have like a mini box. I'm going to start to have a mini collection. I'm excited. But yeah, we're done with those. The next minis we're going to be doing is, I believe it's the Carrion Crawler is what we decided on next. I don't have the Discord open, so if someone can look in the Discord in the Paint and Slay channel and see, I can double check to make sure, but I'm pretty sure the Carrion Crawler is next, but that will be next week. And if you come to the Paint and Slay channel in the Discord, not only can you see what we're doing, but it lists off all of the stuff you need in order to join us. Everything from the specific paints to brushes to the mini to just have some paper plates and paper cups and water and, you know, all of the normal stuff. Thank you, Garwar. Paint and Slay, episode 3 and 4, Carrion Crawler. Which is disgusting and awesome, and I am excited. But that will be next week. So come join us. It is the nice bookend to this stream. So this stream should be, or at least I try. I don't know if I succeed. You'll have to tell me, chat. This stream should be something that is very laid back, should be a very nice, happy stream, should be, you know, one that gets you started on the week on the right foot. And then at the end of the week, we've got Paint and Slay, and that should be also kind of a relaxing stream. Even if you don't join us in the painting, it's kind of one of those, I'm just going to sit and... You know, you don't have to paint along with Bob Ross to appreciate some good painting, and that's what we do. We just paint a bunch of minis. The real bunny beast, Carrion Crawler, as in carry on my wayward crawler. There'll be peace when you are crawlering. I'm gonna just move on to Garwar. I get days off, yes. Although you're doing streams during the week, I believe. I still think you've got, I think it's Thursday you've got a stream? I think it's Thursday. This is what I get for not having all of the stuff up. But yes, I believe, yes, Thursday morning. Garwar and I are holding down morning slots. I have a Wednesday morning stream, and Garwar will have a Thursday morning stream. But yes, Garwar gets a Friday and a Saturday off. I hope you enjoy a half weekend off. You deserve it. Thank you, Garwar. Back to questions. Quietly. Question. I've unlocked Mert. Congratulations. And collected more than 2,000 of the ruby gems, but it says I haven't gotten any influence, so I'm a bit stuck on how to do that. So for Mert, it's 2,000 of the ruby gems. So it's 2,000 like loot or gear levels. And that is specifically just any of the items that any of your champions have. I'm not sure what you're talking about with ruby. That might be a Black Viper thing. Oh, Martin is giving us an update. They're asking about how to get influence. Okay. Sorry. The gems are... Oh, okay. I misunderstood. I thought you were trying to... Okay. So with all of these patrons, now I understand. I should have had some more of that tea. For all of these patrons, the fastest way to actually get this kind of influence so that you can unlock things in the shop, especially when you've got, like, you've not earned enough total Vajra Safar influence, blah, blah, blah. Those are actually doing the variants. You're not really getting any of that influence by doing any of the free plays. The free plays are really good for what I'm doing, which is just getting through the challenges, which will give you some of these, some of the actual patron influence. But kind of the faster way to do it is to complete the variants with a patron on. So instead of going through the free plays, kind of look at some of the earlier variants and see, all right, can I do this with Strahdon? So actually, for example, let's go, so let's go to our third party here, and I'll kind of show you. We've got Strahd here. So I can do a whole bunch of the free plays. And the patron, the actual influence that I'm going to get... let me back up. I can do a free play. That's going to get me, for example, for Strahd, Barovian coins. It's going to get me a lot of the challenges done. But if I want to get influence for Strahd, I need to do some of the variants, which get more difficult because it's not just, okay, I can do a free play and I'm only going to use the actual champions that can be used in Strahd. The variants tend to have a bunch of different requirements. So in this case, not only do I have to use champions that can only be used with Strahd, but there's also this, whenever you kill Zhentarim or Xanathar mercenaries, the other faction's minions get stronger. Some of them are going to be easier than others. And a lot of the time, what I'll sometimes do is kind of just look around. If I'm like, I need to get some more variants done with this patron so that I can unlock more stuff, I'll look around in especially the easier stuff, Grand Tour, Tomb of Annihilation, and Waterdeep Dragon Heist, because probably by the time that you've unlocked a whole bunch of patrons, by the time you've unlocked all of the different campaigns, some of these earlier campaigns and their variants might be a little easier to tackle than others. So don't be afraid to look around. Don't be afraid to be like, Strahd, all right. I've actually been doing a lot of stuff in Waterdeep Dragon Heist. I don't know why. A lot of these variants I find a lot easier to do than others. So that's where I've been. And you know what? While we're here, we'll set one of those up. Why not? Let's get Strahd going on some influence. So you know what? We were just talking about Street War. Let's go ahead and do this. This is a little different than the weekly patron challenges, but... Alright, so because this is a variant, and the goal is not necessarily to do any of this stuff. We're not necessarily looking at unlocking any of the challenges. We're just trying to finish this. We're just trying to get to 300 or further. I'm not going to worry quite so much about the challenges. Some of this is just naturally going to happen. Like the distractions. One of the first things I like to do is put out a whole suite of familiars in order to work on distractions. So in this case, I'm just going to try to put a formation together that's going to finish Street War that is, not going to have any issues. So let's see who we got. Yeah, Averin will stick you out there. I think Celise is going to definitely help. Since we are in Dragon Heist... Oh, we don't know what we want you yet. Since we are in Dragon Heist, it's probably going to be good to have Olkoria and to look for some magic champions. But let's see who we have access to. You might want to do... I really like Birdsong as a DPS, but let's keep an eye on Lazapaz. Hey, do you want to put a Delina formation together? Yeah, why not? I know. Actually, we'll think about Volanya here. Whoops. Let's see. Yeah, she's already being used in that other... Yeah, Catty Bree's going to be helpful. Yeah, we'll use Alindra here. Ooh, we could stick Prudence out there. That's a thought. That is a thought. Jarlaxle might be helpful. Artemidas, we're supposed to be using Artemidas in one of these. I've forgotten where, though. Yeah. I'm running low. I'm running low on people, so I don't think we're going to be able to do Olcoria. So you know what? Let's grab you. Yeah, Prudence could be fun. Let's stick Dear Prudence out there. Why don't you come out to play? Where was Corazon? Can I use Corazon? Yeah, let's do some Corazon and Prudence fun. And if I remember correctly, Corazon, so he's going to make a whole bunch of people neutral, and then neutral champions are going to get more powerful. So that's where we want Averin to be. Let's stick you there. All right, we've got the good basis of stuff going on here. So let's... I think we just have to figure out, do we want Corazon to be next to a whole bunch of people or not be next to a whole bunch of people? I think we want him not next to a whole bunch of people because it's hard to get a lot of adjacencies here. So affects all non-adjacent puddles now form under the furthest enemy. Yeah, I think we want non-adjacent. We'll stick you there. All right. I like this plan. Let's get you and you, and we'll Moonbeam, and let's get Alindra over there. And we'll stick a Thriss. We want some buffers. Strahd is always my hardest one. Strahd is the one that I always have the hardest time with because I don't have a ton of champions. Non-adjacent. We need one more. We need one more. We got one more slot here. Chat, help. Help. Who we putting out for this last slot? I've come to you for help. On this Monday. Yeah, we could put Mehen out there. I don't have Frida or Havilar, but Mehen would be kind of useful. Grail-shaped also next year, I suggest having a pirate skin giveaway for International Talk Like a Pirate Day. Arr! When is I should look up when International Talk Like a Pirate Day is. I like this plan. I guess it just depends on when International Talk Like a Pirate Day is. Yeah, Mehen... It was yesterday. Jeez. I missed Talk Like a Pirate Day and International Red Panda Day. Wait, were they the same day? Was it International Be a Red Panda and Talk Like a Pirate Day on the same day? How does one day have that much awesome? Or at least this weekend, I should say. Wow. This is what I get for spending the weekend doing home improvements and trying to figure out my internet. Wow. All right, anyway, let's focus. Who am I putting out in this last slot, chap? So far, Mehen has been suggested. Mehen would be fairly useful. I'm thinking Jarlaxle, even though he's DPS, because his gold find would be helpful. Talk Like a Red Panda Pirate Day. Cody, 2010. Yeah. Oh, I mean, Regis is not really gonna work. Yeah, you know what? Let's stick Mehen. There you go. We'll get Dragonborn Daddy out there. and we don't want to do this one because unfortunately I don't have Havilar or Freed out there. So there we go. All right. So this is not a bad formation. Is it ideal? No. But I think Prudence is getting a really nice bonus here. And yeah, I think this is pretty good. So at this point, now we just need to make it to Area 300, and then I will unlock some good goodies for Strahd. All right. Let's go back to the questions from the chat. There we go. Sorry, I had to go find the place that Martin was putting all of the questions in again, which is just me. It's just me losing all of my tabs. Hildanir. Hillandir, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Question. Which signs do you guys look for to determine if it's more efficient to focus on upgrading champions' damage compared to focusing on increasing the click damage instead? I tend to focus on the champions almost all of the time because they're going to scale a lot more than your click damage, especially once you start unlocking a whole bunch of event champions and getting some good gear for them. There's some specific variants where click damage is incredibly useful. I know there are, and off the top of my head I can't remember which specific ones. But in general, once you've kind of gotten through the first couple of adventures, once you've gotten on a roll in this game, I suggest just focusing on champion damage. It's going to scale way better to the adventure. Click damage is only going to get you so far, especially if you're still unlocking familiars. So yeah, focus on your champion's gear. That's going to help you in the long run. And so unless I have to use click damage for something in specific, I'm pretty much focused on champion gear. Yes. Martin is reminding me the Tale of Two Champions is click damage heavy because Tale of Two Champions that's one of the harder ones. That is, I know Garwar's got a couple good guides up about finishing Tale of Two Champions, and that one specifically is really good for click damage. But that's a very specific instance. Most of the time, if you focus on the champion's gear, that's going to help you way more. Bill, I am Smith 84. What first skin would you prefer them to make for Orkira? Oh, Red Panda, Pirate, White Dragon onesie? I don't know. I think a dragon onesie on Orkira would be awkward in a whole bunch of ways. Especially since she doesn't like dragons, and so... Like, she doesn't like dragons, but I don't know if she wants to skin and wear them. She's not that kind of character. I mean, if it was, of course, it'd be a onesie, so it'd be made out of, felt and comfy things and flannel. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When all the Red Panda stuff was coming out, Orkira was envious. And because Red Pandas are adorable. I'm working on Vajra challenges right now. Well, I'm kind of doing also Strahd. I mean, we're doing all of them. Anyway, welcome new people coming in from the game. Actually, we're an hour into weekly patronage where we hang out and we talk about patron challenges and we just chat with chat. I try to answer as many questions as I can. I give you a chest code up there. Yay. And right now, yeah, we've got 3 different parties worth of fun stuff going on. We've got a Mert, a Zariel, and a Strahd going on. So if you have any questions, definitely put them in chat for our amazing moderator, Martin, to grab, as I'm trying to keep an eye on chat, but also I get distracted thinking about a skin for Orkira. But yeah, I was kind of envious of Briv and Alindra and everybody getting the Red Panda skins. Let me just say, I think about like fun costumes for Orkira on a regular basis. And That's all I'm going to say. And when it happens, if it happens, I will be super excited. But, like, Orkira is fairly new to the game, so it wouldn't surprise me if it takes a while for her to have a skin. But, yeah. Pirate, I don't know if she'd be... Like, if it's Orkira answering that question, it's Red Panda. If it's Lauren answering that question, it's Red Panda. Of those three, of Red Panda, Pirate, White Dragon, Onesie. I think Orkira in general is just going to be happy if she gets any clothing because until recently, she's just had the one outfit basically her entire life because, you know, it's hard to find stuff that works around the tail and the wings and everything. TTRP gifts. There's a TikTok account? There is. I don't know what the most recent thing to put out there, but I know for a while we were really good about putting out it's not speed painting. What do you call it when it's like showing off the pancakes that Lee does for Griddle Champions really fast? I mean, speed pancaking? Speed, is it speed cooking? Are you speed cooking at that point? Speed caking. Yeah, a time lapse, yeah. Real Bunny Beast, that is the actual answer, is a time lapse. There's a bunch of them on the TikTok. I just put the link in chat. It is Idle Champions is the TikTok name, because, you know, branding. But yeah, I think right now on our TikTok is a lot of the time lapses of Griddle Champions pancakes. I think there's one or two of the sketching hour stuff. I'll have to look to see what else is on there. Yeah, our TikTok is relatively new, so hey, if you'd like to see some other stuff on the TikTok, on the TikToks, how do you know Lauren is old? She calls it the TikToks. Oh, jeez. Yeah. You know, I own it. But yeah, we have a TikTok. Back to questions. Edlad, question. How was your weekend? Thank you for asking. I don't know if that was a question that you had asked earlier and it's just taken me a while to get to because there's a lot of questions here. It was good. I did a lot of work. I had a lot of work to do. I was trying to figure out some internet issues. There was a whole bunch of stuff I had to do on Saturday. Sunday, I had a stream, D4. And then my husband and I took a 3-hour nap on Saturday because we old. Also, it's... So I live in the greater Seattle area, and it rains a lot, but it's like a misty kind of nothing much rain. It's just constantly gray and a little wet. Except on Saturday, we actually got some hardcore rain and a thunderstorm, which was amazing. And yeah, my husband and I ended up having a 3-hour nap because, oh, that rain. Oh, it's nice. And it's in the afternoon. Yeah, I was gone. I was just out of it for 3 hours. I woke up, I'm like, what year is it? Oh. We often put on a rain sounds at night to sleep too, because like I said, in Seattle, it rains all the time, but it's this drizzle that you can't really enjoy. It's not that sound of rain hitting the pavement or the side of a window or something that's really soothing. And thunderstorms around here are really, really rare. So I wanted to stay up and watch it. And then like the power started to flicker. And so we had to save all of our progress on computers and turn everything off. And then we were on the couch and then I was just gone. That's what happens when you get old, is suddenly naps. Naps are nice. It's really hard. It's hard to avoid a good nap, especially, oh, it's so good. All right, back to questions. Oh, wait, yeah. What haven't I restarted? Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, because I haven't actually restarted my game, so I've still got the Eldritch Blast weekend. Sorry, we'll just get rid of that. Yeah, the patron challenges automatically update. So I just start the game up. But yeah, I should restart the game every once in a while. Oh, hey, Storyteller Mars is in the chat. Rainy here right now, and nap sounds great, but I got stuff to do. Yeah, that's the hardest part. That's why I'm one of those players who plays Idle Champions. I set it and forget it. I get it going, and then I let it just do its thing, because naps. I mean, also, I have stuff to do. Datanome 5, also in the Pacific Northwest. Hey, welcome. That thunderstorm Saturday was awesome. I wish it had lasted longer. Yeah, it was. So I grew up in Buffalo, where thunderstorms could last for an hour, and be incredibly intense, and the full thunder lightning treatment. And that's kind of one of the few things I miss being out here, is because of the geography. And I'm just going to TLDR say, because of the geography. If you want to know more, you can look it up, but there's reasons, and it has to do with geography. We don't really get thunderstorms, and when we get them, they're very either weak and or short. And yeah, the one this Saturday was short, but intense. Like, power flickering, shake the walls intense. I was actually very, very surprised. Only for a couple minutes, and then it was just nice rain. Gray L-shaped surf sounds over rain sounds for sleeping. I like both. I've gravitated towards the rain as I have figured out that I am the person who wants more of a consistent white noise type sound, while my husband has some different preferences, and he kind of likes the more in and out of the surf or things like that. Neither of us like bird noises, because it's weird 2 o'clock in the morning to be like, it's like, no, I don't want to sleep to that. What? Okay, anyway, questions. Back to questions. JDog2773, market spice, yay or nay? I mean, I like pumpkin spice. Ghostwalker71, question. What is the code to unlock a bunch of familiars? The grind is real. There is no code that I know of. I do get that the grind is real, absolutely, and there are a lot of familiars, and familiars are super useful. And specifically, if you are doing patron stuff, that's one of the really good things to get out of the shop. That was one of the first things I went after in Mert, was grabbing myself that flame skull. So if you're playing through the patron challenges and are looking for a thing to build up to, being able to unlock each of the familiars in the patron shop, really, really, really useful. There are familiars that you can buy for gems. There are familiars you can buy for real money. We just finished a Take This Charity familiar. Fenris, there he is. Oh, so cute. I should have Fenris out here. There we go. So yeah, you can unlock familiars in a bunch of different ways, and definitely the patron shop is one of the best ways of just playing the game and unlocking stuff. So good luck unto you on that grind. It's a fun grind. Enjoy the grind. Like, I use grind in a positive way. I am one of those people who plays RPGs. I will play Final Fantasy, and I will just run around in an area doing fights until my characters are super over-leveled for the boss battles, because I find that amusing and it makes me happy. So I like a good grind, and so when I talk about grinding, I'm happy. I just enjoy the fact that the grind can happen while I'm doing other things. Flying Free 333. If a champ is locked in Tiamat, can it still be required for patron challenges? Required? That's a good question that I do not know the answer to. Let me see if I can find that out. Chat was saying yes. I mean, yeah, let me see if I can get you an answer. And by an answer, I mean I'm going to ask people who are way smarter than me, who know a lot more stuff. Let's see what we can find. I mean, if Gar and Mars say yes, I believe them. They're pretty smart that way, but I will triple check. Garwar says Oh wait, I will sing this, and then we'll see how good my singing is. Oh, do I really want to sing this? I don't, but I already said I would. Carry on my wayward crawler. There'll be peace when you... That was very good. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm never singing again. I'm very sorry, chat. Oof. All right. Messi Duval. Question. Is 500 DPS with 345,400,000 Tiamat good? 5 days left, and I'm only on day 2. In about an hour, we'll start day 3. Oh, yeah, so you're doing Trials of Mount Tiamat. I mean, that sounds good to me. 500 DPS is kicking some pretty nice Tiamat butt. Yeah, I mean, take a look at that bar on the bottom. See how far you still have to go. I think it's going to be pretty obvious when you look at that if your team is grinding along, if you're going to be able to finish Tiamat pretty quick. I think I've got... Can I open up a new Trials yet? I got a little more time. I got 2 days, 3 hours, and 46 minutes until I can do a new trial, so... Loki, Odin's son. Question, new player here, and I love watching your streams. Oh, thank you. Welcome to this wonderful community. So I need a second slot 12 champ to unlock Split the Party. Who would be a good one to unlock? Let's take a look. I mean, if you don't have Penelope, you gotta get Penelope. That's just, I mean, get Penelope. She's your friend. Won't you be her friend? Okay, once again, biased, but I also think Penelope is a really good buffer and also adorable. So I'm gonna say Penelope, and I've got Celise out right now. I think Celise is also excellent. Having another tank there has been amazing. We've been getting some of the Rivals of Waterdeep in the game, and so I think Celise is incredibly useful. So I'd say one of those two, depending on what's going to help you more. Do you need someone that's going to be more of a generalized buff, or are you looking for another really good tank? Yeah, so you should normally have Azaka, or Arkan, and then Azaka is an evergreen champion that you'll get when you finish Tomb of Annihilation. So that's another thing, is if you don't want to use your time gate to unlock one of these champions and you're getting pretty far in Tomb of Annihilation, you can unlock Azaka that way. So you do have some more options. But those would be my two. There's going to be a lot of people who are going to say Zorbu. And that's because Zorbu can be very powerful. Zorbu is one of those top DPS champions, but you do have to put the time into Zorbu. You do have to use Zorbu a lot, and he has to kill a lot of people in order for Zorbu to be effective. And so if you're just looking for a champion to unlock right away that's going to be pretty useful right away, I'm going to say go for either Celise or Penelope. All right. Insomniac68, question. I just received a ton of gems for changes in the game. What changed? Depends? I know that's a weird thing to say, but like, if you open up the game and there's a little pop-up that's like, hey, we changed a thing, and so we're giving you stuff, it kind of depends. I mean, oftentimes if we update we don't normally do this for gems. For example, if you buy a piece of DLC content and then we adjust what's in that DLC content later on, we make sure that you get the new stuff that you would have gotten. So oftentimes you'll see stuff like that because we try to be fair to our players. So like if we update that stuff, we give you the new hotness. But I'm not sure. It really depends on what you were doing. There might have been a hiccup. That might have been offline progress. There could have been a bunch of things. So, you could always put in a support ticket and ask, but that's not really a support thing. That's more of a, hey, you deserve some gems that you didn't get, and so we're making sure that you get the gems that you deserve. Storyteller Mars says, drizzle do nappin'. All right. I appreciate that. Oh, okay. Garwar also suggested if they've not played in a long time, they could have been the Mage Hand gem refund. That's true. So if you haven't played in a while, it could have been that. I know we as Idle Champions players can get into the habit of clicking through menus very fast. Be like, yep. Especially when you get into kind of a routine, especially if you're doing the always pick the left path when you're leveling up champions. But every once in a while, it's useful to kind of slow down and make sure, especially when you load up the game, if you see any of those pop-ups, take a second and take a look. Because chances are probably said something, but once you click through it, it's like, enjoy your gems, though. I mean, more gems, right? Actually, we're going to take a second, now that I've answered a whole bunch of questions, as Martin catches up. We're going to check in on a couple of things. So Street War is going to go on for a while, and you know what? Let's make things happen a little faster. Let's stick some speed. And let's come over here and check on Zariel. And drop some speed potions in on here. See if we can get a little bit more done by the end of the stream. One of these streams, I'm going to try to get through as much as possible. I'm going to try to speed run patrons. Whoops, that's not where I wanted. And we're not getting that far with Zariel. Let's just drop all the speed. I'm sometimes bad at this. I should drop more speed potions. Now let's go check on Mert. Yeah, look, there's our Cura, yay. Oh, it's going to think about this for a second. This is probably because I have a lot open right now. All right, here we go. Mert. How you doing, Mert? Mert's getting there. We're not doing too bad. See, and then this is what I was afraid of. That's what I thought might happen. Oh, Quillick, you're stealing thunder here, huh? Well, we'll see what happens. That's not too bad. All right, let's stick a speed pot on there. Go fast, my friends. Go faster. All the red pandas just going super fast there. That's just ridiculous. Okay, we'll come back here and I will answer some more questions. Real Raynor asks, is the Black Viper Jewel Thief worth leveling? Yes, because Black Viper, that's how you level her up. I know there's going to be a lot of people who are like, it's Black Viper, don't worry too much about her. But Jewel Thief that's how you collect the red gems. And so yeah, that's what makes her more powerful until you reach a certain level with her. I happened with Black Viper to get really good gear early on when her event happened. And so I was using her as my main DPS for a while. And I've got an update here about if a champ is locked in Tiamat, can it still be required for a patron challenge? Challenges. So yes, sounds like it's unlikely that your patron challenges would line up exactly with a Tiamat week. So you'd likely have some leeway time, but yes, you could end up with you could have a champion being used in Trials of Mount Tiamat that is also required for a patron challenge. But, like they said, if you've got that offset, unless you're starting your Trials of Tiamat on Monday, which, as you can see, I did not, then there's a good chance that there's going to be some overlap, but not the full week. And so if you do end up with that unfortunate situation, hopefully the days at the beginning or the days at the end will help you balance that out. Racket Up wants to know, on a forced time gate free play, is it normal not to get a silver chest at 50? If you're talking about the free play, then yeah, it can happen, but I don't think it's required to. I think the only things that you will definitely get are those first couple of variants where it says it'll drop a gold chest for you. So yeah. Epic Safe 123. Hello, new player here. Welcome. But what's the best way to get new champions? I mean, going through time gates right now is kind of a really good way. Best way, there's a bunch of different ways. So if you're earning the time gate pieces to be able to open time gates, that's a really good way. there was just a free time gate weekend, and because we're in that weird moment in where there's another free time gate weekend coming up, because the Favorite calendar and the real life calendar don't exactly match up, and we are about to start a new year because it's our anniversary. Yay! So this is one of those weeks in where there's actually going to be 2 time gate weekends in a row. There was one last week, free time gate weekends. There was one last week. There's going to be another one this week. So the free time gate weekend is a good thing. Oh yes, I'm being reminded by Martin, every unique 100 levels of champion specific silver chest happens. So it's 100 levels for Racketep was asking about the silver chests. Back to getting champions. You can, I would focus on getting through the, at least some of the campaign. And each campaign has a champion that you unlock during them. But time gates are kind of your friend. They're the best way to open up new champions. And a lot of them too. So like, focus on playing through the campaign and unlocking the time gate pieces. And then once you do, you're able to, and you can buy them in the patron shop. So once you've unlocked the patrons, you can get time gate pieces on a regular basis. And then the time gate pieces are a really good way to unlock not just new champions, but the gear to gear up those champions as well. So if you're looking to just earn them in the game without spending any money, that is the best way. And so, and then you can actually choose outside of the free time gate weekends. You can take a look at all the champions. You can go, all right, I want to choose you, Orkira. You always choose Orkira. Even if you already have Orkira, you should choose Orkira. I'm just saying. Onyx Squared question. I don't have anyone I love in my slot 10. I have Alcoria and Eliwick. Are there a couple champions I should keep an eye out for? Thank you. All right, let's take a look at slot 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I always have to think about it. Okay. I mean, I've got Havilar sitting there, and I think Havilar is really, really good. I think Havilar is a really solid tank, is useful in a lot of different situations. I think Frida and Havilar together are really a nice duo. They're just really solid champions that are useful in a lot of different situations. Let's see. Torrigar is good to grab simply because there are not a lot of evil champions in the game. And so having someone evil in that slot is really useful. So while I gotta level up my Torrigar. Oh, so poor on gear with Torrigar. But yes, having Torrigar is super useful. And I just saw Zwain Z77 says Torrigar is in the next event. So yes, I'd probably avoid getting Torrigar right now with a free time gate, with the time gate, because Torrigar is coming up. That's another good thing to think about that I should mention. Take a look at the next couple of events that are coming up and see what other champions you can unlock in those events, because there'll always be a couple of other champions that if you either have the opportunity to unlock and or level up with gear. So as you're thinking about it, you can very quickly find schedules online of like, oh, here's what's coming up for High Harvest Tide, and here's the next champions that you're going to be able to unlock there. So yeah, we've got a free time gate weekend this weekend, but then next weekend is another event, and we start the whole season all over again. Yay! So, but beyond all of that, yeah, I think Torrigar is good to have. I think Havilar is really good to have. I have found Barrowin very useful. They're not necessarily the most powerful of buffers, but I have found Barrowin to be nice to have. And Wolfgar is also really, really good. If you're looking for kind of a tanking support duo. I find Wolfgar and Aaliyah, or Ayla, sorry, right here. I think they're a fun combo to have and just do some solid support stuff. So yeah, I think, so Torrigar's coming up in the next event. So don't worry about Torrigar right now. I would say Havilar, Barrowin, or Wolfgar. I think those are all good. All right, back to questions. Vinmanen, what are those lights in the background from C&E Games? If you're talking about my background, those are not from C&E Games. You're talking about these guys? Yeah, I got them on blue right now. Those are, they're light up D20s. They are official D&D merchandise you can get from your friendly local game store or Amazon. So they're just lights in the shape of D20s, and you can turn them on to cycle through colors, or you don't set them at a specific color. You basically turn them on and they go through the cycle, and then you can press the button again to stop it. And so it's always a little bit of a challenge when I decide that, like, all right, I'm going to have both of these be the same color, because if you miss, it's basically a one button thing. You press the button, it turns it on and starts to cycle. You press the button again and it pauses wherever you've pressed the button. And then you press the button a third time and it turns off. And then you press it again and the cycle begins again. So if you want to try to get the same color on both sides, it takes a little bit of work. But I've found that when I have it cycling through the rainbow, there are some colors this camera freaks out about. Just is super, super upset. Like Broken Matrix freaks out about. It's really surprising. I'll do that for one of these streams for like a couple of minutes. I'll turn one of them on into the rotating colors, and you'll see. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Brah! And then it's just very loud. All right. Ghostwalker 71, a real one this time. Are you telling me that your question from before wasn't real? I mean, I know you were joking about the whole unlocking a bunch of familiars things, but, it gave me an opportunity to talk about familiars and how you can unlock them and where you can find them, which is always useful for everybody. Oh, Briv skipped so fast that Orkiro only had a moment with the fire. Oh, did y'all see that? Orkiro's like, I summon fire, and Briv noped us out of there. Wow. Briv, what shade? I'm sorry. Back to Ghostwalker's question. Ghostwalker 71. Why can we not see all available champions in the champion bar so we can set up which champs go in the field and place familiars on them at the start of an adventure rather than waiting until we reach their gold base? I think that was an intentional design decision to help to not get confused about why you've got a lot of, especially early on, why you've got a lot of champions sitting there that you just haven't earned gold to unlock yet. I will say it doesn't take that long to earn enough favor in a campaign in order for you to get enough gold within the first couple of seconds to unlock all the bench slots. It happens really, really fast. You get through a whole bunch of free plays and earn a little bit of favor, and it will happen. If it hasn't happened for you, and I say you as in the general we royal you, everybody you, then don't worry too much about unlocking the upper champions. Remember that the game essentially rewards you for spending gold when you're in an adventure. So unless you're trying to put together a specific formation at first, just go ahead and unlock the next champion, because the more you unlock a champion in the formation and the more you level them up in an adventure, the faster you will accumulate gold and the faster you will progress. So I think that's one of those things that new players have a hard time. It's not necessarily an easy thing to understand. Like, you're thinking, oh, I have to save this gold to be able to unlock one of these other champions that are, slot 10, 11, 12 in the formation. Spend it. Spend the gold. Unlock a champion. Get your champions leveled up. And then if you decide later on, hey, I don't want Polton in here, I want to grab someone in a further bench slot, you can go ahead and do the swap. And then as you've earned enough favor in a campaign, that will just automatically happen. You'll just unlock everybody on their bench slots. So definitely go ahead and spend that gold. Go ahead and do it. It's okay. I've seen people just sit, they got the little arrow up here going, you should keep going. You should keep going. And they're just sitting grinding away, and it's not their wall, but they're saving up gold for like the next slot. Unlock somebody. Here we go. There's Orkira. Hey. Also, welcome to any of our new players who are coming. We're in the last half hour of weekly patronage. There's a chess code. There's a game. There's my captions. This is me. Hi. We're going through patron challenges. Actually, right now I'm just kind of going through the general questions from chat because Martin has been really awesome grabbing questions from chat. So if you do have, I will do my best to answer them. I can't answer everything, but I will try. I will try. If I can't answer it, definitely come to our Discord, discord.gg/idlechampions. Come by on Thursday, as Thursday is kind of turned into Q&A day. We didn't intend it to be, but it is. Thursday has the Reddit Q&A. It has the community Q&A. So the Reddit Q&A you go to Reddit for. Community Q&A is here, me and Sean. And then the developer insights. So we literally have like 2, 3, 4 hours worth of content that day that's just us answering questions. Variety of people answering questions. So if I can't answer your question today, absolutely come to one of those or just come to the Discord. Autistic Swede question. If you had to sit down in a tavern and chat with one of the patrons in real life, what one do you think you'd have the most fun with? Mert. I'm sorry, Mert. 100% Mert. I mean, if we're talking just fun, if we're talking just sit down and have a raucous good time, yeah, Mert. I think Vajra would be fascinating to talk to. I think Vajra would be a really, a sit-down, intelligent conversation. I think Vajra would be an amazing person to interview. I think she's fascinating and interesting and has some amazing insights. I think Strahd is scary, and I don't like vampires. Yeah, there we go, I said it. And Zariel, I think would be interesting to talk to, but if we're talking fun, if we're talking, especially in a tavern, it's Mert. I mean, he knows all the drinking songs. He knows all the dirty drinking songs. He knows everyone in town, if you're doing this in Waterdeep. He has money, so he's paying for drinks. He's got amazing stories to tell. Yeah, 100%. Sitting in a tavern with Mert? Huh. That's a... Yeah. Yeah, hands down Mert. Orkira got a chance to actually hang out with Mert. Because in D4, they play in Waterdeep. Although we're outside of Waterdeep right now. But yeah, they're based out of Waterdeep. And so famous characters from Waterdeep have shown up, including Mert. And Orkira did, Roland HTG. Orkira would totally sing along, yes. She's the first to admit that she's not a good singer. But she would absolutely sing along. In fact, she got really excited to meet Mert because Mert knows all the fun drinking songs. And for whatever reason, Orkira is one of those characters that people seem to think is like innocent or not. She can be naive, but like in a way of, Orkira doesn't go out drinking. Orkira doesn't, So she got really excited that there was a person who's going to come along who's going to be like, let me teach you all the limericks. All right. Frowning Fish. Oh, actually, let me go back to JDog2773. Would he buy the drinks or make you? I think when you start with Mert, I think it turns into you buy your drinks, I'll buy mine. But if he's having fun, if you prove yourself to be a good companion, you're not just looking to get stuff from Mert. If you're looking to have a good time with Mert, at least in the way that I think about Mert, he strikes me as the kind of guy who would then just start buying drinks. That it's fine. Like, if we're drinking together and having fun, he's just putting his coin purse down and having a grand old time. So that's me, and that's how I would DM him if I ended up with Mert as an NPC in my game. But your mileage may vary. Anyway, Frowning Fish. Any plans to remove assault party characters that have done 0 DPS all run? Not at the moment. because sometimes stuff happens. But in most cases, if you've got a team of people that are going through a trial, as long as most of you are going through the daily challenges for Trials of Mount Tiamat, you're going to kill Tiamat, especially at the initial stages. If you're worried about someone who is... if you're worried about having a party that you are happy with, then I definitely suggest starting a private campaign and using that campaign code and getting a bunch of friends together. You can come to our Discord. There is a channel in the Discord that is specifically a party up channel. You can also just hang out in the Discord and make friends with people and then come together to do a trials. So yeah, if you're looking for, you want to make sure that everybody is doing a specific thing. If you want to try to, I kind of equate it to when I played Halo. I still play Halo, I just haven't in a while. But like, I played a lot of multiplayer shooters, which is quite a bit different, obviously, than what we've got for trials. But like, when you're going to play a multiplayer game and where you're on a team, you can just matchmake with people. And then you end up with people who are awesome, or maybe are just still learning the game, or maybe they're super intent on playing and then their internet dies. You know, it happens, and it kind of sucks. But, you know, people are having fun. It's just a game. But if I ever wanted to make sure I was being super competitive and I wanted to play in that specific way, I had friends that I would go to and say, hey, you want to get together Thursday night for a couple hours? We'll go do some snipers together. Like, I'd put a team together. So that's what I suggest. If you're looking to do some of those higher level stuff and want to make sure that everybody is coordinated, then make yourself a private game and get your friends together. Oh yeah, I played a bunch of Destiny 2 Grail Shaped. I actually played a bunch with my dad. My dad has continued to play through all the new updates. I kind of fell off of Destiny, mostly because it was super fun and I liked doing a lot of the stuff, but like I said, I don't mind grinding. I can find grinding a lot of fun, but Destiny 2 eventually, the grind kind of fell off the fun for me. But I know a lot of people who really enjoy it, and I've been very impressed with how many updates they've had over the years for Destiny. Also, Garwar is right. It's not a channel, it's a thread. There is a Trials of Mount Tiamat channel, and in the channel there is a looking for group thread. I should be more specific. Back to questions. Insomniac68, question. I just restarted the game and I'm getting an age verification screen. What's up with that? It's asking for to verify your age, I guess. I'm not sure why it's come up again, but if there are any problems with that, you can always submit a ticket, support ticket, and find out if that's an issue, or if you're submitting your age and then it's not letting you play or something, then yeah, submit a ticket. But I know that should be okay. Wigand, who did you say for slot 5? I had to go walk my dog. Aw. Well, I mean, doggo has to come first. Doggo always come first. So I am more than happy to be at the whims of dog. Also, now you do have to tell us what kind of dog you have. I mean, you don't have to, but if you do, I would appreciate it. I don't even know if I went through slot 5. Who did you say for slot? I mean, I'm gonna say Briv. If you're gonna ask me about champions in slot 5, I'm gonna say Briv. You need Briv. Briv. Even if every once in a while I'm going to make fun of the fact that Briv skips ahead and so Orkira doesn't get her whole ult off. Sorry, I just kicked something. Beyond Briv, I really like Quillick. I think Quillick is incredibly useful and a super good buffer. And Prudence, who just came out. It's really nice to have a hardcore DPS that I can rely on. I need to get her gear up a bit, but yeah, those are kind of the three that I like the best. Briv is at the top of the list, and I will be honest, it's partially because I, play with Briv in the D&D game. However, I think also chat and the Discord will agree with me that Briv is also incredibly useful and super good to have. And now I'm just waiting for chat to back me up on this. Come on, chat. Don't leave me hanging. Don't leave me hanging. Tell me how good your Briv is. Tell me how much you enjoy watching Briv skip. Briv. Chatwick agrees. Cheers to Chatwick. There we go. There we go. It's just have to wait for the delay, the stream delay, to catch up with the rest of chat. Oh, hey, Frowning Fish found the thread. Excellent. Agreed, Gray L-shaped. Briv does need gear and knowing how to use him, but even if you are unfamiliar with how to use him, just some good gear, and he's fun. He's a lot of fun. Also, he comes with Flo, and Flo is adorable. Trontonian, he likes to jump around. He's like the House of Pain here. Yeah. Yeah, Kevin Bolware. Love watching him skip. Hate stacking those skips. Yeah, so Briv is one of those champions that is really useful to have and can do a lot of really powerful things, but to get specific things to happen can take a little bit of finagling. So definitely come to the Discord or check out, I think there's a couple of guides on Briv. Briv has his own guides. I feel slightly envious that Briv might have his own guides, while Orkira is just fire. Alright, couple more questions. Balkan25, follow up. The next event weekend will have Torgar, will be available. Will Stokey be the champion who is retired? I think so. I'd have to look that up. But yeah, Stokey's been around for a while, so I think Stokey's retired. Nanbread Loaf, Lauren. I've been addressed by name. It's because there are only so many LEDs in it, so it rapidly alternates colors to simulate the in-betweens. The camera catches this flickering between the colors. Alright, that makes sense. And so there are certain colors in where the frame rate is matching up, and it's, yeah. That 100% makes sense. And light physics are awesome, but on a stream, when the actual light is just freaking out and going and just doing really weird things and making you think that the matrix is broken, it's not a fun effect. Or it's fun for like 10 seconds and then not so much fun. So, I mean, I'm a fan of the blue. The blue works. I think the green worked pretty well. I have to try a couple more colors. There's a specific color or two that it just is unhappy with. I did that interview with Binwin and Crowy last week, and I don't remember what color I had, but this one specifically over here was causing black holes. The Beast 051. Is it better to use gems on gold chests or familiars? I think at first familiars. I'm going to say. I don't think there's a wrong answer there, but I think familiars are going to help you a lot more in the long run and in the short run. So I think if you've got the gems to spend to unlock a familiar, go ahead and do that because the familiars will help you out all the time. But, you know, if you spend gems on chests for gear, I don't think that's a bad thing. And eventually, I think after you have a bunch of familiars, after you got like a team of familiars that you can put out on a regular basis, then spending on gems more often is going to be very useful. Garwar has some very specific suggestions, which I do appreciate. So yes, Garwar is always going to have way more specific suggestions than me. I say that with love. Joe Malo, hi. Do you ever feel that every show becomes a Q&A? Sometimes. Although we try to have each show have a specific topic, a specific thing. I think it's a little easier for shows like Champions of Lore and Champions of Psychology because they have stated topics. I think this show actually does pretty well with staying semi-on topic as far as patron challenges. But, like, it's a 2-hour show, and I don't mind answering questions. Obviously, the community Q&A is just a Q&A, so that's always going to have questions. Idle Insights is that's an interview show, and while Todd can't always take questions from the audience. They try, and then obviously you've got either a guest or a topic to focus on. It's some shows it's easier to jump into more generalized Q&A about the game than others. Like, this is a show about weekly patrons, but it's also a show about the game, and so it's a little easier to get into. Paint and Slay. Here's a good example of a show that I'm on that we don't often answer so many specific questions. So like Paint and Slay is specifically about mini painting, and we pick minis that are creatures that you can find in the game. And so we'll show off like, hey, you can play this event, or you can play this variant, or you can play this this adventure, and you can find this monster in this place. And we tend to focus on the questions that are specifically about either that monster or painting that monster. But every once in a while, a question will come up in chat about the game in general. And if it's, especially from newer players who might be joining, who have a question that is a common question, like, how do I use the chest code? Where do I find the information about support? Where else can I find information about the game? Like, those are good questions that are generalized questions. How to code. I like that. Martin was right there with all of the links to everything. Like those questions that come up a lot because we have a lot of new players that join the game, it's worth it to address those even in a show like Paint and Slay, where, okay, the focus of this may be on the painting, but it's really easy for me to spend the minute and answer your question about what do I do with that chess code right there. But we do tend to avoid more specific questions because we're trying to stay on topic. Stay on topic. Stay on target. Champions of Lore and Champions of Psychology would be another one. I would not expect them to address any in-game questions, especially the specific ones. So they're going to stay even more on topic. So if you ask a Idle Champions game-related question in Champions of Lore, there might be someone in chat who will answer. Oftentimes the mods will be able to answer, but you probably won't get an answer on screen. That's more for this show or community Q&A or things like that. I think that answered your question. I hope that does. Yes. Valesian. What is the plan for the anniversary event? I thought it was going to be this week. Well, I think the schedule is already announced. As the schedule... I'll just ask the chat. Hey, chat. Did they post the schedule yet? Schedule is up. So there you go. Check out the schedule. Wednesday and Thursday are going to be fun days. They are going to be filled with all sorts of regular streams, plus a couple of bonus streams, plus a bunch of things that we're going to be doing to celebrate the anniversary. So to answer your question, answer your question, the plan is fun stuff. Stick around. See what happens on Wednesday and Thursday. The Zork. When should I get off work earlier for the peak celebration show of the new Idle year? All right, listen. I love this game. I love working for this company, and this community is awesome. I will not say that you should miss work, especially since there will be VODs of all of the streams, and I promise that the vast majority of things that will happen during the anniversary, if you can't watch live, you will be able to find out about, have access to later. I think the only thing you'll miss out on if you can't watch live is we will be doing giveaways, just like we've been doing the last 2 weeks. We've had the days of streaming, and during shows we'll do a giveaway in chat, and those are semi-instant. You have to be there, you have to be participating in chat in order to have a chance to win. But the rest of the stuff, if you can't watch live, I mean, if you can, please join us. It's going to be fun. But if you can't watch live, it's okay. you will be able to either enjoy the show as the VOD, you'll be able to, any of the chest codes that we give away are usually good for at least a week. So you're not going to lose access to those. If you are looking to catch up on any news and announcements that have come out, a bunch of the big stuff usually is posted other places, not just in chat. We'll talk about it, but you'll also see it on our social media or other places. So that's the honest answer. That's the honest, I'm being an adult, and I'm telling you that unless you are looking for a reason to take some time off of work for your mental health, that you do not have to take off of work to join us. The non-serious answer is absolutely, you should be here all of the time. Henry Lowenwind, I believe we're back to talking about Mert. Wouldn't he just buy the tavern so he doesn't have to pay for the drinks? That's a good point. That is, yeah. Although it depends on the tavern you're in. Like, if you're sitting in the Yawning Portal, there's no buying that from Durnan. You're just buying drinks. So yeah, I guess the long con is get Mert to join you in a tavern that he likes enough, and then have him like you enough so that Mert just buys the tavern. But I think you have to set that up. I'd be impressed if you could. Vlad OSMP. Is there any way to unlock champions without paying real money? Absolutely. You can unlock all the champions in the game without paying any money. All of them are available from time gates. So as you play, you will earn in a bunch of different ways time gate pieces, and you can unlock champions in time gates either by paying the time gate pieces or waiting for, say, this weekend when there's a free time gate weekend. So you can unlock everybody for free just by playing the game. We also do regular events, and the events will not only let you unlock the new champion, but there will be the previous two champions will be available to unlock, and those go on for about a week and a half. So you have plenty of time to unlock all sorts of new champions. Absolutely. I believe the only thing that is required for real money are some of the cosmetic stuff that we put out. But yeah, I mean, I've been playing this game for many, many years, and I understand I am speaking as currently a C&E employee. But honestly, one of the reasons that I loved this game when I started to play is the fact that you can just play. You don't have to spend money if you don't want to, and you put in the time, and you're going to have a lot of fun, and you're going to be able to play through all the campaigns. You're going to be very successful at unlocking all of the stuff. It's a lot of fun. And then if you decide to spend a little bit of money on your favorite champion to get them a skin or some extra chests, or say a familiar comes up that is a familiar for a charity event like Fenris, that you want to be able to support that charity, then, those are always fun too. Max Hell, question, do you have a favorite campaign to run patron free play? I don't have a favorite, but because there tends to be a lot of the same sorts of, hey, kill this many of this creature things, especially undead. I end up at Tomb of Annihilation a lot. I think I'm there in two of these events, two of these patrons right now. But yeah, so like you end up with humanoids, and here's undead and fae. So there tends to be kind of the same free plays will come up a lot for me. I think Mad Wizard is also one that a lot of people will sit and do a little bit of a grind on, because you can hit a couple of levels and where you're just getting creatures over and over and over again, depending on what you're trying to accomplish. Tomb of the Nine Gods, I end up in a lot for the undead. There's Who Lurks in Lurkwood is a good one for, I think it's fae. Yeah. There's a couple that I go to, and if you do a little bit of looking online, there's a couple of guides that you can look up in where, if you're unsure about what free plays are the best ones to go into, if you're like, where do I go for Fae? There's a couple places you can look online that'll give you, hey, here's the top 3, 4, 5 places to go free plays. Get yourself some Fae. Let's see. Star Chaser 43. What is your... Oh, okay. This is going to be my last question because it's ridiculous for me. But I appreciate it. Star Chaser 43. What is your favorite champion outside of the Heroes of the Plains? I wouldn't make you choose between your friends. Well, that's good because also if I'm going to pick a Heroes of the Plains champion, I'm picking Orkira because I'm picking my own because why not? Outside. Oh, it's a good question, but it's so hard to pick just one. Outside of Heroes of the Plains. Favorite champion. I know who I'm going with. Dragonbait. Dragonbait's my favorite champion. That is all for this week's weekly patronage. Thank you for joining me on this 2 hours of me talking at you while you asked a bunch of awesome questions. I appreciate you all. Thank you to Martin for doing an amazing job as grabbing questions from chat and passing them along to me. Thank you to chat for doing an amazing job of hanging out with me because you know what? If I didn't have a bunch of you hanging out in chat, asking amazing questions and helping each other out, then it'd just be me talking into the void, and that would be sad. But this is a great way to have a Monday, and I appreciate you all. If you stick around, I believe there is a rebroadcast of Bardic Inspiration coming up. So hang out for that rebroadcast, and then definitely join us later on in the week, as we're going to be celebrating our anniversary, and there's a lot more awesome things to come. But until then, see you next encounter.